I think on everything I know, my algorithm is now fixed. It's all on my IG. It took several days to get it fixed, but now we're in the right direction. I was showing a lot of ass, a whole lot of ass. To the point where I was like, God damn, why I got so much ass on this? I know I like ass, but damn. Finally, it's got fixed. Now I'm getting throwbacks and hooping highlights and football too. We need to get baseball and true rated, but yeah, we'll figure it out soon. Welcome to this Money Making Monday, February 9th, 2026, episode 370 of the D-Lo Show. Yeah, I couldn't think of the damn numbers. Uh, Super Bowl was ass. The Seahawks won. We knew this was gonna happen. Uh, the game is serious. The game is dry. The game is dry. We had a bunch of dances in the first half. It was 9-0 to half. Nothing really happened. It was a few sacks. But Jason Myers, he was kicking dances, and there was a 9-0 to half. There's a couple of times where the page could score, but it couldn't do nothing. Get the third, 12-0. Actually, before we get to second, let's go to the halftime show because this had a lot of people in a tizzy. Mainly on the people on the right with the Trumpers, and I'm going to side right here because Bad Bunny, he was his performance was pretty solid for what it was. He was pretty solid. I mean, he ain't played as songs I like of him. I like a couple of songs, but he ain't played them. But his beats are catchy, so at least they had that going for him. And I enjoyed the show. It had a lot of chicas dancing, a lot of señoritas, doom 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 doom, and then there's some party. They had a moment with it was a marriage, a wedding, and had a little kid laid out asleep on the double chairs next to each other. I was like, what the heck? That was a little fun. I was like, damn. So that does happen in Latino weddings. And then at that marriage, Lady Gaga came out. I was like, Gaga? Wow. I was like, okay. All right. She ain't do no abracadabra, but she spooked me out of nowhere when they revealed her. I was like, oh, what the fuck? I think they had Daddy Yankee. I was like, damn, I ain't see Daddy Yankee in a minute. And they had Ricky Martin too. I was like, okay, all right. So I thought it was a performance. I give it a 6. It was not bad. At least the beats was catchy, and you had Hot Mamacitas dancing. You had a lot of chicas. And there was a moment where they had two dudes that was by the pickup truck, and dudes were humping on each other dancing. I knew that was going to get clipped, and I ain't. And that's why I was like, oh, that's going to get clipped. And then the next second, they had two chickens shaking dancing. I was like, all right. And that was a palate cleanser. So I didn't even think about that more. I didn't even care. But I was like, I already knew that's going to be clipped. And I just kept seeing that joint about 2-3 times. I'm like, bro, if you remember that out of all the entire forms of all the chicas out there dancing, looking delicious, come on, man. Like, says a lot. Like, chill out, B. Chill out. And then I was like, I kept hearing about this Turning Point halftime show that they doing and wherever the heck they was at. Wherever they was at. With what's that dude? Charlie Kirk, his wife, Erica Kirk, and the whole crew. They had people there celebrating their own thing. So they had Kid Rock on that joint. And I don't know the other singers, my God, that shit was ass. They had one dude on there. I don't know his name, and I don't care to remember his name, but they had him go a cappella with the guitar in his hands. Going a cappella. I'm like, bro, play the damn song. Play the damn, strum that guitar, damn it. String that son bitch. Don't freaking just dally with the pussyfoot around with that crap. Play the damn guitar. I don't want to hear your a cappella ass. That part was like weird. And then K Rock, they had this man, he was singing his song. He was lip singing. Oh my gosh. He was out of breath. I'm like, this nigga's washed. This is what you happen when you get away from Young Money, my guy. You had bangers when you was a Young Money. I look up to the sky, and now the world is mine. I've known it all my life. I made it. I made it. I used to dream about the life I live in now. I know that there's no doubt. I made it. I made it. How you going from I made it to being on these jabronis? What the hell happened, bro? What the fuck? When I was in middle school, you was lit. And you had a song in the Madden, Let It Rock with Wheezy. What the heck happened, What happened? Whatever. He's washed. He's old and washed. Whatever. Anyway, but that halftime show was an abomination of my eyes, and it's so very white, very male, and just bland. You would think I would think like rock. They'll have some rock music. You know, I like rock. I don't mind country music, but a lot of 75% of the songs is talking about farms and tractors and getting mad that your girl piss you off and you win your fault and you pick a truck and you go and take a drive down the road. I'm like, give me some more outside that basic stuff. Give me some oomph, fam. Give me some oomph. Give me something else. I thought it would have some rock music or something, but they don't do. I don't think the MAGA squad with the rock music anymore, which is kind of odd, but whatever. Anyway, Bad Bunny's the halftime show at Super Bowl is way better, not even close. The way that one was just crackers all over the place. Anyway, got the second half. Seattle scored a field goal start in their first drive, and then they forced a fumble, made fumble, and Derek Hall forced a fumble, and Byron Murphy recovered. Big fella, good job. Then to start the second quarter, start the fourth quarter. This is where we started to get some touchdowns. What's the hoots? Sam Donald finds AJ Barner, 16-yard touchdown on a nice corner route, caught that thing. Beautiful, 19 zip. And I guess Drake May was like, all right, gotta lock in, fellas. Let's lock in. So he goes on to 3 plays. He's straight. Find Mac Hollins 2 straight times. He found one for 24 and then the next one for 35. Bing, touchdown. Okay, I'm like, okay, Drake, let's go up. It was like, all right, this. I'm in my lock-in zone. Okay. Then they got 3 and out. I'm like, okay, they're about to cook something. Let's see if we can get something. Let's see if we can get a comeback going. They've done magic before being down. My own's 20 before. 28-3. Let's see if they get some magic. And interception. Julian Love picks him off, and they are in business. I was like, damn. I was like, well, damn. But the defense holds it down. They give a field goal. I'm gonna kick a down skip. All right, down. You got 15. You got 50. You're down 15 with 5 and a half to go. That's plenty of time to make a comeback. You got plenty of time. No, it ain't enough time, amigo. Cause Witherspoon, it was like a sack. He really sacked them, but Newusu, he picked it up and took it to the house 45 yards. They made it pick six, but it looked more like a fumble. And even they showed the replay because it hit the ground. Just throwing it, oh, same time. And then Wusu picked it up and finished the game off 29-7. And beautiful. And then the Patriots, they got one last touchdown. I think he threw to Ramondre Stevenson. Touchdown, cool out route, cool. But Chicago for 2, don't get it, and that was it. And then that was the game basically. So Seahawks win 29-13. Honestly, at least it was not the worst Super Bowl because we sit through the one with the Patriots and the Rams. That one was just mm, that was just a ugh. That was a sleeper. That was a sleeper. I mean, I took it down there. But at least it pulled them in the fourth quarter, but that game was just done. Um Sam Donald, 19-38, 202 a TD, no picks, 50%. Okay. Who thought that in that 2018 class, Sam Donald be the one that get the ring first? Ain't that a bitch? Kenneth Walker the third, he was the MVP of this one. He had 27 carries, 135 yards, no TDs, but he had one big run, but it was called back on the hold. That would have gave him 30 piece, but they called a holding. So 29 is what you stay with. Cooper Cup, 61 yards. AJ Barner, 4 for 54 TD. He had 27 on two catches. Smith and the Jigba, 4 for 27. He did well. He got injured too, but he came back a little bit later. And Walker had 161 total yards of offense, who was the MVP. I don't mind getting it, but I was like, you know what? You might as well get it to Jason Myers. He gave him the lead and was holding it down until they got the touchdowns. But I get it. Yeah, we said Byron Murphy second got the fumble recoveries. They had 6 sacks. It was getting on them boys. They had 2 sacks from Byron Murphy the second, 2 from Derek Hall, 1 from Devon Witherspoon, and then 1 from Riley Mills. He was getting on them boys. Ernest Jones had 11 total tackles, 10 solo. He was getting everything, hitting everything that moved. And they had 8 tackles for loss. They had 2 picks from Cheddar and the Wolves, who took that to the house, and Julian Love but picked himself. That set up in good position to get that field goal. But it was a good game for the Seahawks. Mike, we're proud of you, buddy. You should have had a ring with us before you left. Damn you, horrible. And the thing that's the cherry on top of this stuff, Jay Harbaugh got a ring. And he's a special teams coordinator. So Bashadi, you should have fired that some bitch right after we lost the 2019 or 2023 season. You should have pulled with the charges in the Schottenheimer and fired his ass. Especially out of 23, because we're the only team that had a number one offense and defense. And didn't even make the Super Bowl. More or less even win it. You are a horror, you're a terrorist, Harbaugh. But enjoy your time in New York City. You can be over there kicking with some New Yorkers. You can be closer to Trump, damn it. You're not too far from the Trump Towers anyway. That's where you want to be anyway. And you're still on the East Coast. You can slide down to DC still. Skip Baltimore though, but if you're going past Baltimore, you're gonna have to be proof of egg proof. Drake May, he did a lot of that. I didn't even know he had this many. He had way more than stand on. I didn't even know he had this many yards, but a lot of that was in the fourth quarter. But he was 27 to 43, 295, 2 TDs, 2 picks. Ugh. He was off for the first 3 quarters. They had him in a straight jacket. They even going hold. They had that bro in a straight jacket. He was a lead rush with 37 yards on 5 carries. Ramondre Stevenson had 23. Travion had 19 yards. They shut them boys down for 79 yards total on the ground. Mac Hobbs is the only one that really had any big playmaking abilities. 4 for 78 in TD. Demario Douglas, 5 for 45. Ramondre Stevenson, 5 for 40 in TD. Diggs, he had a rough out. Shit. 3 for 37. You not repping Maryland strong in this one. And I ain't know Mac was from Maryland too. I was like, okay, cool. They in the counties and shit. I don't know. Same with I think Derek Hall and I think another big fella on there is also there, but cool for them. They from the counties though. Anyway, Hunter Henry 3 for 31. Trayon 3 for 24. They could have got in the pill a little bit more. They really didn't run the ball. I know they got behind, but they was only find field goals. It was very desperate to really get Drake May to throw them back in the game. They should have just kept trying to grind out and get the ball to the running backs more. Oh no, that was kind of odd to me. Drake fumbled, lost it to he had 3 turnovers. He only had 1 sack from Milton Williams. Yeah, it was not a good night for them for the Patriots. Seattle gets A+ for winning bowl, and thank goodness we didn't have to see the Patriots win a Super Bowl. Thank God. So Brady can rest easy, a little bit more easier. And for the Patriots, you get A-. I'll be honest, I ain't see y'all niggas be coming in this Super Bowl. I ain't see it. Nobody would. We would have thought that you'd have been like 8 wins. I thought y'all would come up and get some 8 wins, 7 to 8. But I ain't expect y'all to get to this point and get 14 wins. But we could say you're a schedule merchant because a lot of your wins were against teams that I ain't even saying your schedule got rid of their coach or was under 500. So, yeah. But it's progress. It's sometimes the way the cookie crumbles. So they had a year where they had a lighter schedule, which is helpful some years because hey, got to build your confidence in your team one way or the other. So let me cook. Excuse me. All right, let's go to the awards for this year. So Myles Garrett obviously got Defensive Player of the Year. Of course, he broke the sack record. Come on, G. I know it took 17 games, but hey, man. Hey, man. You gotta get what you get. It took him a while to get the last one, but he got that joint. So shout out to him and congratulations. All right. MVP, obviously, stuff from Stafford. And Drake made it was a very close race. I was not surprised because of the record for Drake for the Patriots 14-3. That's lit. That's very lit. So heck yeah. But Stafford, the man had 46 passing touchdowns and threw only 8 picks. Drake May only had 31 and had 8 picks too, which is pretty good. Very good. Don't get twisted. Yeah. And he had, I think, 4 more rushing yards. So, 4 more rushing TDs. So that's 35 total. New quarterback logic. Shout out to Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson's the reason why that thing happened because they weren't counting total TDs for him. You know? You know what I'm saying? Come on. Let's go. But Stafford won that. He led the league in yards. He had like third most attempts. I know Drake May led in completion percentage. And what's with this EPA now? I don't get that EPA. That's estimated plays average. I don't know. Whatever. Or extended play average. I don't care. But he led that. I think yards per throw or something like that. I don't know. But Stafford deserve that shit. And I'm not gonna say Drake May ain't gonna have more opportunities, but he didn't. But he did. But Stafford, he was in the later division, and he got 12 wins. And the NFC North champion he had 12 wins. So they would have been in the division winners if they had to get to Seattle who had 14, 13. So I'm just like, you gotta look at the situations. I know they say, oh, yeah, a lot of Will York passing TDs. Oh, you got Devontae and Puka. Devontae missed like a few games. And Puka, he still had a good year. I think they both of them got over 1,000. How you think they got over 1,000 yards receiving? Stafford. You know? And you want to get QB awards, the MVP awards more often. So, come on. You weren't going to give it to a running back. I know that for sure. You definitely not getting to a wide receiver. So, keep the streak alive. Head coach of the year, Mike Vrabel. I'm cool with this one. Only other cool I can got good with was McDonald and Liam Cohen. Because, I had the Jaguars in like the 7 or 8 mix, but I said it was a break and make year for Trevor Lawrence. And he got the best out of Trevor Lawrence. So we got to give him credit. You feel me? He brought love to Duval. And then we go with Ben Johnson, too. Shout out to him for giving us Declan Doyle. Shout out to him. Though that's other coach we consider, too. AP Offense Player of the Year, Jackson Smith and the Jigba. Drewski, my nigga. I get what you're trying to do with that joke. Nigga Jigba. But that's how you nigga Jig. You feel me? Like you got act like you fucked up and then say his name. but then he didn't. He said Najigba, then tried to say nigga. I'm like, nigga, you fucking up the joke. That was a bad time that was a bad time on the joke. Not the situation, probably the setting too, but also you said his name correct the first time. If he ain't said it, if it was reversed, it would have been a little bit better. A little bit better. We were looking like nigga, you can't say Najibba, but we could be like, give you a Kawhi laugh. Not the one but the that that make the whole room quiet. Real shit. And then oh god, Tiffany has. First of all, I didn't know you lost all that weight. But second of all, verbal, really? Come on, girl. There is not a E in his name that's not next to the V and the R. Why in the crane cone conscience are you saying his name with an extra verbiage? I don't know. Fucking drunk. I don't know. Maybe both of them had a little bit too much before they went up to the award. And then, and Barry's response, look, when he said the word, he's like, really, nigga? He looked at him like, really? Are you serious? Anyway, comeback player of the year, Christian McCaffrey. Cool. I'm cool with it. I mean, I ain't really care about the nominees, but McCaffrey winning, he had like a lot of injuries last year, so I guess this is why. Same issue for Joe Burrow when he won comeback player. He had like a lot of injuries and he came back and balled out. So it's like the consolation prize that hey, you may not be MVP candidate. We not gonna give you MVP, but you get comeback player of the year though, McCaffrey. Take that. So that's basically what it is. This probably the second. I feel it's the second time winning this. I feel like it's the second time he won this. This next award, AP Offensive Rookie of the Year, Tetio McMillan. Now, that I laugh because I see where he's playing Madden and, and he got a pick. And he just said, that's my shit, nigga. I'm like, what the fuck? I ain't supposed to say that. Now looking, I was like, wait, he ain't black. I was like, wait a minute, is he even black? I look after more and a little digging. This nigga is Samoan. I was like, Samoan? I was like, this nigga trying to be like Jacob Fatu. Yada man. I'm like, bro, what the fuck? And then I see a video. Hey, well, this is, I think it's on the, I forget who he was talking. No, Travis Hunter. That's what it was. So shouting Travis Hunter. And he kept spamming in that nigga word 4 times in a 15-second conversation with the Brody. I'm like, nigga. Every at the end of the sentence, at the beginning of the sentence, in the middle of the sentence, he just kept spamming that word. I'm like, bro, Travis ain't say that shit not one time. How the hell you gonna be spamming his face like that? Yo, the shit was insane. I was like, bro. And then come out later like, I apologize for my words of saying his actions. I won't do it again. Like, oh, nigga. We know you say it's comfortably and coolly. You said it should slow smoothly because you know it's just. And we're putting a pin in this conversation because Cody Rhodes, my God, we'll get to him in a second. But Teddy cool though. I ain't gonna disparage him for this, but but he had a pretty good year though. But that threw me off when I seen that shit. But he's all right. He don't seem like a bad dude. He's saying it because he probably go around niggas is cool like that. He was saying it. So, but well, he deserves it though. He got 1,000 yards of receiving. Probably the best receiver that they had since Steve Smith left there since they went to Baltimore, my squad. So we'll give him credit on that. Yeah, so he's cool. Interesting enough, he had 70 catches and 1,014 yards. He was 14th in the league. Well, tied for 14th in catches. I mean, receiving yards, I'm gonna say. And then he had 7 touchdowns. Pretty solid rookie year. He's tied with 7 other guys. Well, a lot of guys that have 7. So we talk guys like AJ Brown, Drake London, top dudes. Kittle. I know he's a tight end. McCaffrey, they had the same amount of touchdowns. Oh, so McCaffrey had 100. Oh, damn, McCaffrey had 100 catches? Sheesh. That's easy for Brody. Anyway, yeah. I forgot about that. Cool. Anyway, um, yeah, Child Show was close. He had, 5 first place. Jackson Dart. He could have won it if he had started more of his games. He probably would have been one of the lead go getters. It was right between them two. So, so, so yeah, that's good. So good for him. And then for the Defensive Rookie of the Year, Carson Schlesinger. Shout out to him. Out of the people in Cleveland outside of Miles Garrett, he's probably the other one outside of him and Denzel Ward, Miles Garrett and Denzel Ward. What's the other notable play on the defense for the Browns? Had a really good defense, so good for it. Shout out to him. He had 100 tackles. He can be like a somewhat my Luke Kuechly, something like that. You know. Couple awards. Bobby Wagner, of course, was Walter Payton Man of the Year award. Shout out to him. From them. And then next gen stats moment of the year, which is game winning TD from Caleb Williams and DJ Moore versus the Packers to get them the division win. I think it was a late December game, so good for him. All right, we had we got 5 names of the 2026 class. The big one was no Robert Kraft or Bill Belichick, but let's talk about the guys who made it. Which all I know all of them, including the OG. Shout out to him. With Drew Brees, one of my favorite quarterbacks, top 3 favorite quarterbacks of mine. He's in the Hall of Fame. There's no doubt. If they did not keep, if they kept Drew Brees out that Hall of Fame, we was gonna have to go down the can. We was gonna go down the can, and we was gonna have a few conversations with some individuals. But we don't have to do that because he's in the Hall. Great. Well, I didn't know when I got into football with Drew Brees that he was on the Chargers, and this when I found out I was young. I was like playing Madden. I was like, wait, why is Drew Brees on the Chargers? And this is like '07. So I'm like, what? I got Madden '06. I'm like, why is he on the Chargers? This is weird. Why ain't on the Saints? Then I realized, oh, he was on the Chargers at first. Then with the New Orleans after that nasty shoulder injury, and the fact that his shoulder was over his head and he still got in the Hall of Fame, amazing. Now and you know the story of New Orleans. He got the ring of '09, consistently 5,000 yard, 40 TD guy. Some years he threw some picks. Some years he didn't throw a lot of picks. Very efficient. Got screwed in the 2018, changed the game, and he's the love in New Orleans forever. So shout out to Drew Brees. And you're a legend. And of course, the legends, Larry Fitzgerald, the legend. The man, he's probably the last man that'll probably play for the same team, for the same roster since day one. He started as a Cardinal day one and ended his day two as a Cardinal. Was ending days. And he can still play still, but he said, I'm gonna hang it up after COVID or something. So the definition of reliable receiver, the definition of it, through all the QBs that he played with, through all the running backs he played with, to all the receivers he played with, to all the tight ends, the linemen, our whole defense. The one consistent thing when we saw the Arizona Cardinals is Larry Fitzgerald. And I was rooting for that brother so hard to get a ring against the Steelers in '08. But of course, that ain't happen because Ben and San Antonio Holmes want to rough some toes. Fuck. But that was probably the last. But yeah, he had fucking great playoff moments. That one with Carson Palmer too, where he took that to the first pass and he almost took it to the house. Then he took it to the house on the second play of the overtime. It was tough. Come on, G. Like, yeah, that TD run that put him in the lead. That was iconic too. That whole playoff run was iconic. The whole '08 Cardinals team playoff stretch was golden. If they had won that Super Bowl, that probably won the great. That'd be like the Dirk Nowitzki run. That was the Dirk Nowitzki run that did not end in a championship. Larry Fitzgerald's our Dirk Nowitzki that didn't get a championship. He's second all time in yards. catches. I don't know. He's not wearing the TDs, but I know he's catches, maybe yards, but he ain't catch Jerry, and no one ain't catch a Jerry, even though we did got 17 games. Third guy that made the list is Luke Kuechly. Oh, he was a beast. I remember him in Boston College. Boy, he was a freaking hitter. He had everything that you could see, bro. Everything, bro. He was just lit. Instincts like no other. Sideline to sideline. Probably my favorite linebacker after Ray Lewis retired. It was between him and Patrick Willis. Those are my two favorite linebackers, right? Them two. Those are my two favorites. Right after Ray retired, I was like, all right. I was like, damn, if we could find a way to get Luke Kuechly to the team, I'd be so lit, but we couldn't because whatever. But he was just a freaking monster. Oh, I wish he played longer. Same with Patrick, but in that 7-8 year stretch, won D Rookie of the Year, DPOY, been to a Super Bowl, 8 time, 7 time Pro Bowler, All Pro, all decade, I think. Probably next to Willis. Oh my God, that shit. They don't make linebackers like him no more. Middle linebackers just hitting everything. But the thing always that hurt him was concussions. Fucking concussions. Concussions. That's what always hurt him. That's the only reason why he retired. And I know he had a couple shoulder injuries too, but concussions was the big reason. And that's hurt my soul when he retired. I was like, damn, man. But yeah, that's what I say. Nah, but at least for him, he was able to get out before it got even worse. So I'm glad he got out before it got even worse, and he's able to be with his family and be still involved in football. He's probably involved with the I think he's involved with the Panthers still. Shout out Luke Kuechly, man. That was one of my favorites. So I'm glad he's able to get in. And the last and not least, this man is old. I mean, old, old. He was back when I was starting out in Madden in 05, 06, and he was on the freaking Patriots. Adam Vinatieri. He's that old. He was on the Patriots. He won them 3 Super Bowls in the early 2000s from like 01 to 04. When they won 01, 03, and 04 back to back. And and this and then he went to the Colts. And he had another second career with them too. It's funny how he played for both of them teams. And I think he got the most points. And I think kicker history. He was one of the most accurate kickers of all time. But he started in 1996, the year I was born. And then he stopped. He retired, I think 2021, and he's just he got the most. He got the all-time Austin career points, 2,673. Field goals made 599, and consecutive field goals made, which is 44. And he's all part of the 2000s squad because he was. And I think Tucker Licious has that spot in the 2010s. So yeah, boop, boop. Anyway, but shout out to Vinatieri, man. If we need a kick and we need to move some stuff out the way, we call you up, sir. You won the 5 I call. If I need a kick for my life, you're not gonna be behind Justin Tucker though, cause we'll call Stover. But we'll probably call you after him. So we call Tucker Licious, then and Stover. We're not calling you Billy Cundiff. Never. You'll never hear a phone call from me. And then we'll throw in Vinatieri. So and for Tucker, we gotta make sure his leg is massaged good enough in Cockeysville before we go do that kick. So make sure he's all lathered up before he does that. All right. And the last one is like an OG vote. And I could have thought he could have got in, but he's one of those from that dynasty of the 49ers that didn't get the nod he did. And it's Roger Craig. Craig, man. He's a 3 time champ with the 49ers. Very good running, very great running back. I would have thought he was in because he was successful in that 49ers teams, but he played 11 years. Most of them was on the 49ers until 1990. And at times, a 4 time Pro Bowler, 3 time champ. Yeah, with 1,000 yards in 3 different seasons. His career high is 1502. But he never had double-digit rushing touchdowns. I think that's probably why they kept him out because he's like, he never had a year. He had over 10 rushing touchdowns. and you only have 3 years over 1,000. And you only got 8,000. No, you don't got enough, Chief. Yeah. So that's probably why. And then after he left, that's his last year, San Fran onwards, he didn't get over 1,000 rest. He went to the Raiders for a year. Weird enough. Were they in LA or were they in? Oh, so he didn't leave. He ain't had to leave. He ain't had to leave the city. He ain't had to leave the city. All he had to do was just drive down to Oakland. He ain't had to leave the state. And then he went to Minnesota last couple years and just bagging out there. And yeah, so he was a good running back in his days. He had some good big plays, very clutch to them. The reins really helped, and he was a catching back, which I didn't realize he was catching passes. So he was one of the first dual threat running backs. You think about it, he could run the bill, of course, but he could also catch it out of the backfield. And in one of those years, he had 1,000 yards receiving and 1,000 yards on the ground. So shout out to him. Fullback, please. But yeah, shout out to Roger Craig, man. Craig, man, good going. And those are the awards winners slash the Hall of Famers. Congrats to all them Bulls, and we'll see you in the Hall of Fame soon. We'll worry about who will be in the next astronomy class down the line, next episode, whatever. But yeah, let's talk NBA, cause boy, oh boy, DC is rising and flying, and we are here finessing. Ain't no messing, and we addressing some things. Really, we got Anthony Davis now, and we ain't had to give up our fucking picks. Yo, how did we get AD Will Dawkins? I'm glad you learned the process, brother. Took the volume on his lowest, and when he was down bad injured, you saw opportunity to take advantage, and you pounce on that thing quick. But you also got D'Angelo Russell, who I think he ain't even gonna be on the squad. He in the doghouse. Not even just Jason Kidd's doghouse. He in our doghouse too. He getting his ass out of here. We got Dante Exum. I think Jalen Hardy too. He was part of that package. And then in the back, and we gave up. We gave up AJ Johnson, very athletic. Marvin Bagley, a former top 2 pick. Malachi Branham. I was like, okay, who's probably the Spurs. Oh, and the big one, Chris Middleton. You had to get off his contract. So, yeah, it was made a salary move. We made this as a salary move to get off of his Middleton's contract, because his contract, he's still getting paid for the Milwaukee days. We had to switch contracts, him and Kuz, so it was a lot. So they can finish off this contract. They get him off our books. We get AD's contract. We probably could work something out, because I don't think he's gonna play this year, because he still got hand issues and we're tanking. So we're trying to get a top 5 pick, and that got a lot of people in a tizzy, and a lot of it is Knicks fans, because they got some draft picks from one of the trades that they got from you. They got one of the picks that Utah gave to them for Rudy Gobert, right? So in a way, they're trying to get the top 5 pick while being top 5 in the standings on some old Knicks type things or some old Celtics type things when he got Bird. When he had Bird, he had, or I think it was the Lakers that had it. It was the Lakers. I think Magic, Kareem, and them, they had a top 5 pick, and I think they got Worthy that year. So they're trying to do that type of shit. I'm like, bro, we need to finish our rebuilding process. And like, no, yo, you got Anthony Davis and Ice Trader gang? Hell no, B. Like, bro, y'all in the fucking playoffs. Don't be greedy. You're in the playoffs. Let us get our shit fixed. Oh, we're not doing unethical tanking. Shut up. I'm hating that word ethical now, because it's like, bro, like, shut up. Like, shut up. But it is what it is. But all this time, oh y'all some shit, y'all some shit. Oh, we finally getting lit. Now y'all be mad. Like, man, show me, man. Get glad. We'll see y'all soon. You know what I'm saying? We're not coming. We're coming soon, fellas. We're coming. Get us around 27, 28. Oh, we gonna be cooking with something, boy. This is some my team things that happen like years down the line in 2K. And I like it. I really do like it. So I'm proud of my boys making some moves and doing some damage. All right. Let's do let's get that thing. The other big trade that happened that went to the East is James Harden. Wow. He he went to the freaking yo. This is weird. Okay, so in that trade, I guess Malachi Branham is going to Charlotte and Tyus Jones is coming to New coming to Dallas. Interesting. I thought he ties in Orlando. I'm not gonna lie, but yay! And then like I said, Dallas to get uh 2 first-round picks, and they thought that it was early, like that our high picks. We're like, no, they're not. They're low picks. We got the one from OKC, the one of the trades we did. One of the trades we got from I think it was from Phoenix, I think, or Clippers, one of the trades, and then the one we got from Golden State, 2030, which was we got in the pool trade. I think yeah, they got in the pool trade. And I think the OKC one we either got that in the CJ trade or the whatever the fuck. But anyway, and then we gave us 3 future second-round picks, which we'll worry about them later. We'll worry about them Jones later. Got some more side trades. James Harden. He went to the freaking Cleveland Cavaliers for Darius Garland in the second-round pick. What? Right? Like, huh? I didn't expect that one at all. But that's a good. It's an interesting move because you thought that the Garland and Mitchell experience is going to get them good. I guess you need some taller guards, a taller guard, and Don he's like 6'2", and then Garland he's like 6'3" or something. So you figure you need some size of the guard position. That's why I think they got him. That's why I think they got him more than anything. Now, will it translate in them getting the playoff? Will get far in the playoffs? 50-50. About 65-35. Get to the finals. Now, I might blow it to 35, but because, I mean, James is really good, but there's moments where he disappears, and we're like, okay, we see what's going on. But then I hear the rumors that they trying to recruit Bron to get his last tour in Cleveland. And there's only 2 places that we can be accepted on his final tour. He either got finished on the Lakers or gotta go home. Those are the only 2 places where he can finish his tour and people won't be pissed off about it. He either finishes in LA and the Lakers fans can be like, oh, he can finally get out of this LeBron vortex. And they even wanted to, that I've been hearing a lot of anger out of them lately. A lot. Or he can go back home and finish it off on some D-Wade type of shit. So either way, those are the only 2 places he can really go. And he won't be hated for. And Cleveland will be loved way more than fucking LA. Let's be serious. Anyway, Porzingis. He's going to Golden State for Kuminga and Buddy Hield. Oof. He gone. Oh, they finally got Kuminga out of there. Thank God. Steve Kerr. This is the third young bull that he gave up on. Second or third young bull he gave up on because of things, personal issues in the locker room. Yeah, so good for Kuminga, I guess. Maybe him and Jalen Johnson be a nice little wing duo. You know what I'm saying? That could help him out on the wings. And yeah. And then Buddy, that's another shooter for them. He can be right there along with Kispert, and he could start along with his Alexander Walker or something like that. And then KP, my God, I don't know what's going on. Ever since you had that foot issues, that foot surgery, you've been getting sick a lot. I hope everything's all right in your sick department. I guess they expected to get Giannis, but the Bucks they want a package for him, like a juicy package. I mean, so juicy that you can't that knocks their socks off types of deals. You gotta have something that makes you go, oh, I gotta take this deal out of the sheer sanity of all the things that I have acquired. It's gotta be something so pristine that they'll blow their minds. How about that? So yeah, they gotta deal with Kristaps. And Kristaps is cool, and they'll do some stretch five things, and him and Curry can do some pick and pop. But they don't got Jimmy, so they ain't gonna do shit for them. He ain't gonna hold you. Curry gotta be rolling solo because KP gonna be out most of the year. Even out like most of the year too in Atlanta. So basically, the horses really just flip KP for nothing. I mean, I don't want to say for nothing. At least they flipping for Kaminga. This is a win for Atlanta more than anything because at least they got a young scorer, a young like energy guy, and then they got Buddy Hield. He can be a shooter. He needs shooting his air, so that's a benefit. This next trade, shocked me a lot the with the Clippers. They traded Vika Zubac and Kobe Brown to the Indiana Pacers for Ben Mathurin, Isaiah Jackson, 3 picks, 2 in the first round from Indiana for this year and 29, and the second-round pick of 2028. For the Pacers, it's a nice upgrade because y'all had like Jay Huff and Jackson starting, which they're cool players, they're quality players. But Zubac, and now they come back with Halliburton next year, and they got Siakam still. You can make some noise. You know, now you're gonna lose your scoring with Benedict, but you got Nemnard, and you can find someone else that can replace what Benedict could do with the scoring tip. So, not the worst trade. This is a very good trade for the Pacers. For the Clippers, very shocking because it seemed like Zubac was gonna be one of their core guys along with Kawhi, but I think they feel that Kawhi is about to go, so they're like, let's get something for Zubac while he's young and got some value, and they got a score, so pretty solid. And Isaiah Jackson, he's out there, he probably running with Brook Lopez or something like that. Okay, interesting switch of trades on this one for the next one. Celtics, they trade Anthony Simons for Vucevic. And they both trade second-round picks. Chicago gets the one for this year's draft, and Boston gets the next year's draft in 2027. Perfect trade. Perfect trade for the Celtics. They needed center bad. Ever since they lost KP, they ain't got Orford. They needed somebody else. Queta is solid, but you need someone else that can help out. And he can help you out on the defensive end on some Rob Williams type of shit. If Vooch, even though he don't play the best defense, he's gonna give you good offense and give you still give you 17-8. You a little older, but he still give you 17-8. Still solid, Hold down the fort in the big man, sorta. And for the Bulls, what the hell are they doing? At least they got something for him. Simons is a good player, don't get twisted, but that's very crowded in that backcourt. You got Giddy, you got Kobe White, you got a lot of heads in the guard bar, so that's a large end. Hope we can take advantage of this large end and get some minutes out of this. All right, speaking of Bulls, they're not done with the trade. They trade Ayo Dosumu and Julian Phillips to the Timberwolves in exchange to get Rob Dillingham. That's another guard. Leonard Miller is swingman, and then 4 picks, all second rounders. 2026, 2027, 2031, 2032. And then they're all late. Least I don't care about that crap. I know the 2027 pick was from Cleveland because they got him in that other trade in that draft. And then all the others, they're the second rounders. I mean, for the Minnesota, it can help them out on the backup guards or backup wings. So solid moves. You get AO. And yeah, he can run the bench with Bones. I guess busy. So I guess Bones Holland will get some burn. Nice. All right, Bones gets some burn. They can run the bench. Cool. Okay. Well, Chicago's not finished. They're not finished. Wow. So we got a team. Wow. So the Bulls they traded Kobe White, and they got Mike Conley in that trade from another Minnesota trade that we'll talk about soon. In exchange for Osame Jang and Colin Sexton. Jang and Conley, they've been moving. I'll get another trade I've seen. But for Chicago, they also received three second round picks, one for 2029 and two for 2031. They came from New York and Denver and their other trades. Interesting. So you got Colin Sexton and Anthony Simons in the same backcourt with Josh Giddey. With Trey Jones. This is the funniest team I've seen in my life. That is fucking hilarious. That is hilarious. I'm not gonna lie to you. And Mike, damn Mike. At least the Hornets is lit. The Hornets getting lit. So they need some veteran know-how from Conley. You can use his experience. And he ain't that far from Memphis, so they can probably use him too. So yeah, so not bad. So not bad situation. And Kobe can get him some six-man burn too. So yeah, that's a good trade for Charlotte. Chicago is kind of weird, but they don't got no centers except Jalen Smith up in Maryland. So this is a good move. I like this move by the Knicks. Jose Alvarado, he's going back home to Brooklyn. And exchange New Orleans, they get Dalen Terry, 2 second rounders, and some straight cash, homie. Okay, that's a good move. They need some backup guard. Miles McBride, he's cool, but he's more of a scorer. Jose can provide him on the defense, and they can do that. Uh, well, damn, Dalen Terry uses a trade. Damn, Terry was used as trade bait. Yo, that's crazy. So the Bulls, they was getting busy on the trades. They traded Dalen Terry to the freaking Bulls. I mean, to the Knicks in exchange for Gerson Yabusele and cash. So damn, Dalen Terry uses the trade shit to go to freaking New Orleans. He's like, yeah, I'm in New York. We're gonna be lit. Hour later, say, yeah, Terry, you've been traded again. Okay, where this time? New Orleans. It's like, fuck. He was mad. I know that was not a good day for him. I know he was pissed, but it's all good. At least you in New Orleans. And you mean time for Mardi Gras? You at the party. Da, 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 da. Anyway, Toronto gets some big man help. They need some because Polo's been in and out, and they got Mamu. You need some more else than Boucher. So they got Trace Jackson Davis from Golden State for a second round pick for the Lakers. A fleece. That's a fleece for them boys. This next trade hilarious. Atlanta. Good. They they trade away Luke Kennard to the Lakers. For Gabe Vincent and a 2032 second round pick. Yo, the GM is hilarious. Yo, there was an angle where Lamar was on the bench and Gabe Vincent was sitting there and Lamar was talking, and then he looked out at him again. And now like trade his ass. Yo, that heavy stitches, bro. Legion strikes again. Legion strikes again. So shout out to Braun, man. He got the power. I have the power. All right, good. I good. I got him all in. But that was hilarious. Uh, good. All right, fine. You can stay on the pod. Anyway, um, Chris Paul's done grimy, bro. For this he's a rushy, bro. So he's in a three-team trade with Toronto, Brooklyn, and LA. So LA they get the rights to the drafted Vanja Marinkovic. Okay, they get it for Brooklyn. Toronto see Chris Paul, and then gets Ochai Agbaji and a second round pick for Toronto. 2032. That's all you get. I mean, eh, this is a trade of if it's nobody because you ain't getting no cash or nothing. Just Chris Paul Agbaji. Okay, throw that one in the bushes. Um, I guess another one. Uh, just a 3-team trade? It's a 2-team trade. So all right, okay. So 3 teams. I guess the Cavs just don't want nothing in this trade. They say just give us some cash. Give us like buy our soda for the next year. We'll take whatever. So Atlanta they received Jock Landale, who's on the Jazz. Cool. Utah to get Lonzo, future second round picks in the cast, and Utah is going to support their Gatorade fund in the locker room. So good. That seems like a fair exchange, I guess. Oh, just guess. I'm guessing. Whoo! And if I was right, Moneyball was on it before we even knew it. So shout out to them. Shout out to Brad Pitt for that role. All right, next one. Can you say Curry's? No, no Curry. Cool. All right, next we have the last big ones that I remember was Jan McCain going to the Thunder in exchange for a first round pick and 3 second round picks. Needs some scoring because SGA went down, so perfect timing. Perfect timing on that one. And then we'll give you 2 more trades that was big. The Grizzlies era is over in Memphis. No more Ja and Jared Jackson Jr. Good God, there's a lot of juniors in this trade. So Jared Jackson Jr., Vince Williams Jr., Jock Landale, and John Conchar go to Utah in exchange for Walter Clayton Jr., Kyle Anderson, Taylor Hendricks, and George Niang, and 3 first-round picks. Interesting package. Utah gets the double in this one, and they're gonna have a tall ass team because they got Kessler, who's like 7'2", got Jan 6'11", you got Martin who's 6'11", 7 foot. Then you got Ace Bailey, probably the 2 guy. He's like 6'8", 6'9", and then you got Keontae George, who's 6'6". So look out for Utah next year for size. They was like, all right, we're gonna be in the same conference with Wemby. We need some size to counter that 7'4"ness. So I guess this is a good consulate. This is a good move for the Jazz. Yes. Yeah, for the Jazz. And they're gonna find a way to try to be shit still. So they're gonna try to make some moves. We'll see. For Memphis, this is what you get? You don't even tell me the free first rounders? You don't even get ones for 2028. You don't get for 2027. Not 2029. Not even 2030. Shit, for all I know, they probably 2032 and above and beyond. Shit, and they'll be out the league by the time these draft picks gonna get to the freaking Grizzlies. Um, Slow Mo comes back to Memphis. What's up? Hendricks. Damn, they trade this man broke his leg last year. They trade his ass to Memphis. Nasty work. Walt Clay never really got a chance. And in the end, at least I got a shooter. So that's only the positive we can say. Okay, so that's how they got the first time. And then I think the last one to say is this 3-team trade with our Maryland boy. Detroit basketball. They get Kevin Herter, Dario Saric, and the first round pick from the Minnesota swap deal. In exchange, Chicago receives Conley and Jaden Ivey. What the heck? Chicago, you got too many guards. What in the blue fuck? What in the Red Bull are they doing then in Chicago? You got 8 guards. You got 2 wing swingmen and then 1 big. What are y'all doing? Well, 2, because I know you got Zach Collins too, but dang. What are y'all doing? And the Minnesota get cash. I'm surprised Jaden Ivey's gone. I know he broke his leg and he's probably not, and they was lit without him. So that's probably why they got rid of him. I was surprised. I was very surprised because he's solid for them. Guess he ain't fitting in the plans of him running the 2 or running the bench. I guess not. And the Minnesota just get some extra cash so they can make a moves, get some extra money. And this other cast movie, this is the last one I'm gonna talk about. Uh, Cleveland, they getting Keon Ellis, Dennis Schroeder from the Kings, and then Emmanuel Miller from the Bulls. In exchange, Sarge. In exchange for Chicago, they get Dario Sarge, 2 second-round picks for the Kings, 2027 and 29, and the second round receives DeAndre Hunter. Hmm, interesting. For the Cavs, this is good for them. They get some good defense. They need somebody to cover defense because Mitchell's a solid defender. Harden, he can play defense when he needs to, but you need someone else on the defensive end, and that's good to get Keon Ellis. He's really good at defense. So good, 3-and-D guy. Schroeder, he's a good backup. That's an upgraded backup for them personally because Miles, he's cool, but Schroeder's gonna get some buckets. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna get some aggression. He's gonna run that bench. So they need somebody for that. So that's a good move for them. And Emmanuel Miller, he can be a nice sweeper for them if things go awry. But damn, Dario Sarge and Mike Conley went on a field trip. So I got so yo, that's funny as hell. Sarge went from Sacramento to Chicago to Detroit. He was looking down in the dumps bad, not making the playoffs and didn't get no burn. But now he's on the playoff team. I ain't gonna get burned there, but it's the upgrade of being in Sacramento. I know Detroit's cold, but I mean, winning helps you warm it up. Let's say that. And DeAndre Hunter, he probably got a big culture shock. He's like, I was in Hotlanta, we wasn't doing so hot. Then we get to Cleveland, we lit. I think I'm gonna be here for a while. We still lit. And then you guys get traded to the Kings. Ugh. I know he probably like, damn, I ain't expect this to go down like that. What? Hey, there's no Keegan Murray out there, so you get some burn. Start, You know, and you can kick it with DeMar DeRozan. So yeah, you can learn from the scoring test. Get some scoring test. Be a 3-level scorer, not just a 3-and-D guy. You know what I'm saying? Be a 3-level scorer. This trade deadline was pretty interesting. Hmm. Not surprised seeing got that, but yeah, it was a very interesting trade deadline. My boys were inactive, both teams, not just one, both of them. Shout out to the West, man. We coming up. I'm waiting for that Thunder Wizards finals, and that one, mwah, peak cinema. That'll be peak cinema. Yes, it would. Look, everybody ain't starting. Okay, everybody started. All right, we got full line. All right, yo, cause you. All right, you probably yo. All right, cool. All right, good. Wendell, you're playing. Good. Everybody, yeah, we had to check some things before we make our picks for this night. Hmm. I'll get the All Star in a second. All right, Hornets and Pistons. The Hornets, they've been really good lately. They've been like 8-9 in a row, and they're 3 games under 500, and they're in the play-in. And Detroit basketball, the opposite, the top in the East, running things. I'm gonna go Detroit. No, I'm gonna go New Orleans. I'm gonna go with Charlotte. I'm gonna go New Orleans. Charlotte. Damn, I'm gonna show my age. I almost called New Orleans Hornets. Oh my god. I'm gonna go Charlotte though. I remember it was the Bobcats. Oh, hold on. I remember it was the freaking Bobcats. And it was their own little expansion. Bulls and Nets in Brooklyn. We're going with the Bulls in this one. Heat and Jazz. I'm gonna go with the Heat. Jazz trying to tank. Magic and Bucks. They are on Peacock. Yeah, keep that shit on Peacock. I'm gonna go with the Magic. No Giannis, no victory. T Wolves and Hawks. Minnesota. I know they in the second half back to back. They got the doors blown off of the Clippers yesterday, but they can bounce back against the Hawks today. Pelicans and the Kings. The battle of garbage in the West. 12-42 Kings with 14-40 Pelicans. Hmm. This is one of the games where I think it might end up in a tie. I know it's not possible. It might end in a tie, but I'm gonna go with the Pelicans. Mm. And then Nuggets and Cavaliers. Why ain't this on NBC? This can't even be on Peacock NBC. Honestly, I know time constraints. I'm gonna go with the Nuggets. Nuggets gonna play still. I'm gonna go with the Nuggets. Grizzlies and Warriors. No, no Curry. No KP. Good God, who was the yo? I don't think I know if people gonna be at the game, but this might be one of the lowest one of the games where Golden State is selling out because you got no Curry, he's out, no Jimmy buckets, no Ja, no Jaren Jackson Jr. When your highest most known player is Draymond Green in this game, you know that they're cooked or not cooked, but not gonna be selling a lot of tickets that night, except for the season pass Warriors. Shout out to them. I'm gonna go to Warriors. This should be there for them, right? Mm. And OKC, we're going to LA take on the Lakers on Peacock, so I can't watch that. Sucks ass. Well, I got something. Wait, I got something. I gotta look at something. I'm root for us, but I feel the Lakers gonna win. Cause yeah, that cause we don't got SGA. Now I hope McCain can come in and do some good damage. He's gonna do some work, no doubt. But we need him to do some good numbers. So we're gonna go with the Lakers. And then Sixers and Trailblazers and Portlandia. We'll go with the Sixers. I don't think Danny's gonna play. He still got that bad back issue. And so we'll give him the dub. So we go with them Embiid, Maxi and Embiid show. And no Paul George because of he took ketamine. And apparently that's a banned substance and he got the 25-game ban. So PG-13 is no more. Oh boy. Uh, I realized there's not a lot of hype going into the big events in sports no more. I think the only one that had hype in the last year or so is probably the World Series and the All Star games for their baseball. Or for NBA and the NFL, their their Pro Bowl and big matchups and All Star weekend. There's not a lot of hype. Only there is though. Why is the thing that tripped me out about the Pro Bowl is that it happened on a freaking Tuesday? That's NXT night, ho. I'm not watching the freaking Pro Bowl where I got NXT on. Like, what? That the fall of the Pro Bowl was insane. Like, that made me really angry. I didn't care for the game. That's why I ain't talk about Bowl. When my friends he said, "Yo, the Pro Bowl's on a Tuesday," I was like, "What's on Tuesday?" The Pro Bowl. Like Tuesday? Why ain't on Sunday? It's like, I'm like, people, real OGs remember this. The Pro used to be after the Super Bowl. After. They used to go to Hawaii all the time after the Super Bowl, the week after the Super Bowl. Uh, uh, I don't know, man. That's why there was no kind of. I was wondering why I was like, where's the Pro Bowl highlights? And I see they doing flag football now. I'm like, oh god, yo, we used to watch demons go at it with full pads on. These fucking jabronis. Oh, the Pro Bowl is cooked forever and a day. I don't mind the flag football, but damn. I'm not even that old. I remember them used to be playing with pads and helmets and hitting. You feel me? I don't even think nobody even got hurt in the Pro Bowl. I don't even think they hit each other, but they wasn't getting injured. I, oh man, I don't know, man. That was just. I saw it was on a Tuesday. I said, "Let's goddamn, that's just a freaking travesty." That's just a travesty, man. And then the All Star weekend, there's no hype going. It's All Star Game weekend, and there's no hype. There's no video package explaining that the All Star Games weekend. I have not seen one commercial advertising it. I've only seen one. Actually, I've only seen one, and I didn't know it was on NBC. Now the All Star Game is on NBC. All right, that's cool. I've not seen that one high, no type of hype going into the weekend. And then, oh god, the 3-point shootout was interesting. Um, for some reason, Dame Dollar is on the freaking squad. Which what? So you got Devin Booker, Mama Disciple, Con Canoopel, he's a sniper. Dame, Dame, was he going to win on crutches and then shoot the curries and then cuss to the next one? Tyrese Maxey, Donovan Mitchell, Jamal Murray, Bobby Portis, and Norman Powell. Bobby? I'm not hating at Bobby. I'm like, but Bobby? Really? I wouldn't expect him to be in this 3-point shootout. I mean, more than anything. I'm not mad at Bobby. I'm just like, I didn't expect him to be a shooter. If I had known a decade ago when he was at fucking Arkansas that he'd be in a 3-point shootout, I looked at you like you crazy. I'll say that. But he's here, so shout out to my nigga Bobby. Shout out to Bobby Portis. And when we used to get snipers, Canoopel is a sniper. Everybody else is a scorer. Like they can create all the shots and stuff, but whatever. And in a dunk contest, we used to watch Demons in the dunk contest too, bro. We used to watch the white, bro. Nate Robinson and John Wall. Dave. Demar. Well, I mean, Demar did okay in the dunk contest. I would say that. But this is the names: Jackson Hayes from the Lakers, Keyshawn Johnson, huh? Carter Bryant from the Spurs. Oh, and Jace Richardson. What the? What the? Jason Richardson's son? Are you, this is how you know it's bad. When Jason Richardson's son, Richardson's son, and Jackson Hayes are the only notable players I know in this freaking dunk contest, and I watch NBA regularly. What the heck? It started getting bad when we had guys like Glenn Rice in the third and those jabronis in that motherfucker. But now it's kind of this, but it's dead now. But anyway, I used to still do the Kia Shooting Stars challenge. So for Team All Star, they got Scotty Barnes, Chet Holmgren, and Rip Hamilton. Okay, Rip got a legend tag. I like it. For Team Knickerbockers, we got Jalen Brunson, Carney Towns, and Allen Houston. Perfect shooter. For Team Cameron, we got Jalen Johnson, Con Canoopel, and Corey Maggette. I mean, Kawhi's a cool shooter. Yeah, I'm with it. I'm with it. We ain't see Maggette in a minute. And Team Harper is Dylan Harper and then Ron Harper, senior and junior. That's adorable. See, that's nice. Well, that's nice. Maybe Bron can do this too with his C's. Team James. If Bronny can get to the league with Bron and Bryce and Bronny, that'd be funny as heck. But we'll see how that goes. The All Star game is so shitty. Yeah, I feel bad for kids nowadays growing up. Kids nowadays growing up, we get the props. Oh, I'm so glad we grew up in the age where we used to have actual dunk contests and we can put stars in. Yeah, NBA Live dunk contests clear 2K. It's not even a competition. Go to any NBA Live from I say from like 2000 to 2010. Well, I don't know about '09. I ain't play '09, but no, I did play on the Wii. The Wii on the Wii was good. I don't know about 10. I don't remember 10. I don't remember 10 really. But either way, it their dunk contest is lit as hell. Now it's on 2K version. It's very too button mashing. Too much button mashing. On the live, you have more free room to really get a dunk contest and do what you want to do. 2Ks is very limited. So that's why I don't like 2Ks. It's very button mashy. Like you gotta feed the final boss in the video game. I don't like that. I hate that. I hate that gun contest. But yeah, I guess this is what we gotta do with. Wish Live was around, that we could have an actual dunk contest mode or All Star Weekend mode or whatever the heck. Well, let's go to the rosters for the teams. All right, for the All Star team, this is so weird. All right, so we have three teams. You got U.S. Stars, which is the Young Bulls. So we got Scotty Barnes, Devin Booker, Kay Cunningham, Jalen Duran, Anthony Edwards, Chet Holmgren, Jalen Johnson, and Tyrese Maxey. Excuse me, and JB Bickerstaff, the coach. Okay, that's a nice balance. Nice balance. Got some guards, got some wings, and got some bigs. Good balance. On Team World, you got Giannis, Denny Avdia, Luca, SGA, who I don't think is going to play, Jokic, Jamal Murray, Sengun, who's replacing SGA, Pascal Siakam, Cat, and Vembe Yamba. Then for the world team, and then for the USA Stripes, you have Jalen Brown, Jalen Brunson, Steph, KD, Bron, Kawhi, Donovan Mitchell, and Norman Powell. Where's your size? Guess KD about to play the five? Oh God. Miss Johnson will be coach for the Stripes team, and then for the world team is Darko Rajakovic. Sorry, coach, I didn't mean to say you at the end, but it was fast. Interesting. Why doesn't the U.S. Stripes don't have any big man? Why ain't get Chad? I don't know. He's from Minnesota. Like you should have got him. Like, really? Okay. I don't know. They're weird. Positionless basketball, I guess. Well, let's see how that one goes. And then we got the Rising Stars Challenge. I think they said the winner goes to Sunday. I think that's what it was, the winner. So for Team Mello, he got Cooper Flag, Reed Shepard, Stephon Castle, Dylan Harper, Jeremiah Fears, Donovan Klingon, and Colin Murray Boyles. Shout out to him. Hey, Mello, I know you got jump. I know you got a couple jump shots. So they can use all the pine. You know what I'm saying? All right, for Tracy's team, you got Conk Newble, Khalil Ware, Trey Johnson, Alex Sarr, AJ Mitchell, Jalen Tyson, and Ken Spencer. They definitely use you, Tracy. They need they need some wing work. And I hope Trey can make it to this game because I know he got his tweaked ankle still. So I hope he's good. And for Team Vincenti, you got VJ Edgecombe, Derek Queen, Keyshawn George, Matthias Vazelis, Igor Demon, Cedric Howard, and Jalen Wells. Shout out Vincent to get his old Memphis mates. I know he ain't team with them, but still. And shout out for getting Derek Queen and George repping Maryland. And the city, you know what I'm saying? And you know what? In a weird way, him getting VJ Edgecombe is perfect because I'll compare him to him a little bit. So, and that's why McCain ain't where he at. That because he took his spot. And for Austin Rivers' team, for the G Leaguers, we have Sean East II from Salt Lake City, Ron Harper Jr., Yannick Conan Niederhauser for the Clippers, Elijah Martin from the Raptors, Tristan Newton from the Houston Rockets, Yang Hansen from the Portland Trailblazers, Matt McClung from the Bulls, and David Jones Garcia. Okay, he repping the Spurs. I forgot Ron Hart was from the Boston. So okay, interesting. All right, we'll see how this goes. The one on the one on Friday is a lot more entertaining because they actually play a little bit of effort. But we'll see how that goes. See how that one goes. Ouch. So we got these young rising stars for now. All right. I'm not sure if it's like the Friday when it go to Saturday. I mean Sunday. 12 4-minute games. 4 12-minute games. Okay. Okay. Okay, it's 3 teams per. Well, 3 teams per. Okay. Yeah, I don't like this. I don't like this shit. This is gonna feel like extra commercials. Ugh, this is gonna be sucky. This about to be even worse than 2020 than last year. It gets even worse, man. And it's very simple. It's just effort. They be letting them just walk by and fillet it up, walk by enemy Yan just like, really? Like, come on, B. Like, come on, bro. I'm just like, I'm about to be like what Adam Silver did and say it's a highlight league. So I'm gonna watch these through highlights. I might watch the one on Friday because they'll be a little more lit. But uh, Cody, Cody Rhodes. I don't think you should have the pass no more. You you have white privilege. I'm not even. I'm more. I'm not even mad at him for the Raheem Khan because brothers are getting the pass. I joked along there a couple times because it was random as hell, and I was watching Dynamite, but uh, he actually said that shit on TV between a dick measuring contest to CM Punk and Roman Reigns. He really said that. I was perplexed. Like, what? And then the audacity of WWE not even acknowledging Black History Month the last 2 years. I ain't put a post saying this. And then you got this motherfucker coming out saying they gonna call me Raheem for no reason. I'm like, nigga, what? This nigga brought Twitter topic, a Facebook Twitter discussion to fucking TV. I, I, I'm perplexed. Trick, revoke his invitation to Cookout because he didn't even know what they meant. That is when he got revoked for me. That was when the revoke for me when he's like, I don't know what this Cookout's at, but I'm coming. I'm like, oh my god. I was like, and y'all want this motherfucker invited? Jeff Hardy, like brother, I'm like brother, I'm like, and that's why I say he shouldn't have no one. He's getting title opportunities again, and he's got and again and again and again. Kind of, uh, brother Kofi Kingston had to wait 2 years. 2 years after Brock Lesnar pinned him to get another WWE title opportunity, and that was against Bobby Lashley. I, and he got murdered by Lashley emphatically. Brother, Big E when he lost the WWE title to Brock Lesnar in that 5-way on New Year's Day in 2022, he didn't even get a freaking rematch, and his neck got broken the next month, and he had to retire. The brother just announced his retirement. My brother Bobby Lashley, he lost the WWE title to Brock Lesnar in the Elimination Chamber, and he couldn't even get a rematch the next night on Raw, bro. He didn't even get a rematch before they unified the titles. He couldn't get not one rematch, not on TV, not on the next pay-per-view. He was just cooked. He didn't even see the WWE title once Vince left. He didn't even sniff near the WWE title. He never got not one clapback or opportunity to get a rematch. But my God, and you want to say this nigga black and invited to cookout when Drew McIntyre is costing this motherfucker the Royal Rumble and he'll still probably go win the chamber? Are you serious? I don't want to hear that joke no more. Cause this nigga get privileges. It's that white privilege we're fucking talking about. Brother Kofi didn't get the opportunity. I don't even think I'm trying to think, did Mark Henry even get his World Heavyweight Championship rematch against the Fickle Man when he lost that shit? Or the Big Show, when the Big Show pinned his ass on the top of them chairs, he lost that title that night. The Fickle Man cashed it in and won it from the Big Show because he was too tired. He tried to kick out. But he was too late to kick out. He didn't even get a fucking rerun at the fucking Rumble. And you want to invite this nigga Cody to the fucking cookout when he get title opportunities like this on the willy-nilly dial? Are you serious, my brother? Are you serious? The audacity of this man to say Raheem on national airwaves. You cannot know. There's no freaking way he said this shit. Now I'm thinking about this even more. Wait a minute. The Rock, when he lost the title back in 02 to Brock Lesnar, I know he went to go do movies, but when he came back later that year to try to wrestling, did he even get a title rematch? No! Are you serious, my nigga? Are you serious? I, I just was perplexed when he said this moment. And all the people that say, oh, he invited, he's cool. No, he's not. No, he is not. This man shoot like Shawn Marion when he's on his pants. He shoot like Shawn Marion without a jump shot. Without Shawn Marion jumping, he shoots like him. I've seen the footage. 3 different angles. Jade has a better smooth looking jump than her because her finance was a hooper and she still got it, even though she ain't been hooping for a decade. That don't leave you, dog. That don't leave you. That does not leave you. He is not invited. His pass is revoked. He's getting white privilege opportunities. But brothers, when they was WWE champion or world champion, they didn't get not one rematch in a fair shot. Are you serious? So these Cody jokes of him invited to cook out need to go away just because he fucked Brandy Rose and saw the racism versus Anthony fucking the Go-Go. And where the fuck is he at? That nigga's doing pre-show work. After he's still in that Cody vortex and got sent to pre-show duties for the last 5 years. This nigga not had one match in the last 5 years. We ain't seen that nigga since he lost to Cody. Are you serious? But oh my god, I didn't even think I was getting mad, and that's bro. Oh my, oh, the thing just makes me just perplexing, and WrestleMania build. I'm going to lower my expectations for WrestleMania because Roman, he did the smart thing to go out to CM Punk. All the people in the Shield hate CM Punk. I just know that. From Seth to Dean or Moxley. Well, Moxley got his hands on him first and put his ass on the shelf. Sort of. It squashed his ass. Well, squashed him and put him on the injured list. And got his ass sent to Collision. They didn't get fired. They ain't got beef with Seth. And they basically been beefing ever since he's getting back. On and off in some weird instances. And then Roman Reigns now. He's finally getting his opportunity. So CM Punk and Roman, that's one match confirmed. Cool. Liv and Stephanie Vaquer look like the most likely option. Because if I'm Liv, I will not be nowhere no Jade Cargill. No, that's a delicious matchup. But kid, I will take my chance with Stephanie. I'm not lips just licked out that. Just, my mouth was salivating more. Whew. Whew. But anyway, I would take that. If I'm her, I'm taking that. I'm going Stephanie. You know what I'm saying? And they had a good street fight. Stephanie and Raquel. Took long as fuck though, but it was still a good fight. But at the end, it ain't make no damn sense. Liv ain't fucking listening. She hard headed and try to help Raquel. You feel me? I was like, what the? And then Roxy tried to help, but she gets headbutted the table, and then Stephanie does her big move and will flippy corkscrew finish, whatever the fuck, and got the win. What the fuck? All right, whatever. And then, oh my gosh, it seemed like they're doing a slow burn with Cody. He's going to win the chamber. I already know he's going to win the chamber. I already know he is. I already know it. He's going to win the chamber, and they're going to have Drew and Cody. I'm like, my thing is, why didn't have Randy Orton turn on Cody? Why didn't we have that? I'd have done a 3-way at the Rumble with Drew, Cody, and Randy. Have Randy RKO Cody, take the title, pin his ass, and then you can set that up for WrestleMania. Have Cody win the chamber there and maybe get that opportunity, or Drew somehow throws himself in the mix. There. The fuck? Why would that was right there? They've been teasing that shit for the last 2 years, and they haven't given us one shot of that. Why? What's the point? What was the point of teasing all that and you not gonna deliver it? That's like a mailman coming to your mailbox with the good mail that you're waiting on, and you've been waiting on this mail for a good long time, and you don't get it. You know you ordered that thing off Amazon, but it's not coming to your mailbox. And you're just edging on the edge of your seat wondering when this package is gonna come, and you never get it. And they don't give you a call, they don't give you a voice note, they don't say, hey, your package got lost in the mail, sir, ma'am. You won't be able to get your package. You don't even get a refund opportunity. Like, come on. Like, this Now, what I've been liking lately, the brothers is getting whopped too. Javon, he showed out in the road, he did this thing. Trick, people's lit for Trick. I like that. I hope he gets a Chambers opportunity. He probably will get one very soon. And this, and Oba too. He's been looking very dominant, very dominant. We like it so far. We need some more oof to it, but we need to have some more solidification. I think we'll get more solidification after the chamber. We'll see how that goes. But so far, he's looking pretty well. Jack Slash should have won the freaking tag titles, but whatever. I I'm not gonna say Lash is buried, but you can't just have this girl in the top 6 of the Royal Rumble and not have her doing shit in WrestleMania. She gotta kick a bitch or something, or fucking go for the. Nope. If we're not gonna have the EST, you're not gonna have the EST and Jade Cargill. The next consolation prize that's just not consolation at all. My God. I need Jade and Lash Legend. I don't care how the way it goes down or when it goes down or the way it's spelled up. Have that match. Have Lash win the chamber. Yes. Have Lash win that chamber. And Jade Cargill. Ooh, don't be pussyfooting around your new stars. Put the freaking bell on this broad. She eliminated Io. You feel me? Like, and she regarded as the best in the world. Alone, take advantage of that shit and push Lash to the moon. Come on. Like, what we doing here? Stop. I don't care. People say, oh, don't push it too fast. No, fuck this. Fuck that. That's what's wrong with wrestling nowadays. There's no oomph. There's no momentum that's built up. They don't follow up on the momentum that a superstar has. That's what's happening in wrestling. Is dry right now. There's no follow up on momentum. Yet a girl top six finisher, and she's probably not gonna be in the freaking chamber doing tag work. Get the fuck out of here. Showed out. And you're not gonna give her in the world title picture? Get Where's the logic? Where is the logic in that? Come on, son. Gotta shake this women's division up. Fuck all these bras in the tag team. Get one of them in a singles match. About time Jay Cargill's trying to have a title match against Jordan Gray. Should have fucking been in this at the freaking Rumble. But you didn't want them to be high. You know, less is more. 4 matches in 4 hours. That's fine with me. Shut up. Oh my god. Like, come on, B. This is my expectations are gonna be super low. Super duper low. Cause you got enough melanation in this division that's been balled out the last couple weeks that they can freaking do something different. I doubt they're gonna do anything different. My expectations are super low because he doesn't. They don't try to do anything different. They want to do the same old goal that can get you right. I'm curious how they gonna do Becky and AJ Lee because I've been seeing and hearing that's gonna be on the match card, but I don't know how you gonna have that build up because she been gone the last 2 months. And Becky, if I'm Becky Lynch, I'll be like, bitch, you been gone 3 months, and now you want to be on a toilet match 1v1? And will anybody even give a fuck? I don't think so. I doubt people will give a fuck. And that's what irritates me. Why didn't we have the singles match earlier? So that way Becky could get the win, and then AJ can plot for revenge and then take the title off of her. We could have been had this feud over, but no. We want to stretch it as far as we can. Long term booking. Just piss me off. But, mm, anyway, that maybe we can have that. But at least Tommaso Ciampa is lit in AEW now. At least Tommaso Champion is the TNT champion now. You only need one match to get a title, and you got that joint. So good for Ciampa. And Andrade, I feel he's gonna lose to Kenny, but he beat Swerve. Of course, you gotta beat the brother. No, he beat Kenny too. I think he beat Kenny. I'm sorry about. Like, wait, I'm tweaking. He beat Swerve the week prior, and then he beat Kenny. I was like, thanks to the Don Callis family. Hey, Andrade, you better bring the mamas. You better bring your own baddie section. You know what I'm saying? You got the bad Latinas. Come on, bro. You gotta have your own baddie section now consistently. So yeah, I don't, like do something different. Like I don't give a fuck. Do something different. I know you're not gonna have heel versus heel unless you want MJF as a baby face, but I doubt it. Speaking of MJF, he got squashed in a minute to Brody King, which I just laugh. I know Heyman came out distracting him, and then he hit the choke with he had him hanging for a second, similar to the way he did the Darby a couple years back, few years back, and then he had this Gonzo, he had the splash in the corner, the boom, and then he had the Gonzo bomb, boom, been pin his ass. I was just saying, this is not Sammy at all. I don't hate Brody. Brody's alright to me, but I, when he squashed like that, I was like, you know you're not winning this fucking title. I was like, you know you're not winning this fucking title. So let's just to get to the next one. I, Listen, man. You ain't got no strip on the body for me. There's no reason you need to put that thing on the grill. I'm just saying. And just mm, it's just not. It's not feeling it for me. But we'll see how that goes. We'll see how that goes. Uh, so I had AEW Nas Black History Month, and we had the two brothers going at Scorpio Sky, what's this, Kevin Knight. I'm glad. I'm glad that Horse I heard one of the names for the Hangman and Jet Speed was Horse Cock, and I'm glad that did not make the shirt because that's definitely not PG. That's definitely not something I want to see on my television screen. And whoever thought that, I think Mike Bailey made that idea. He needs to get his non-binary ass idea out of here with that nonsense. Pack that up. Get out of here. Yeah, I don't give that I don't get that non-binary stuff. But that's his thing. Whatever. I would say they, but when I heard that in person before, I was like, huh? And even me, well, like we even thought that too. It was a couple coworkers of mine I was at the time working with, and they said they. He said, "Who's they?" It's like him. Well, and they pointed to the dude, and it's like, "Why ain't it he?" It was a dude that had it. It's like, "Why ain't you say he?" He's like, he's like non-binary, and we had a whole 15-minute discussion about this while he working on the other end. Yo, that was just wild, but I don't get it, but hey man, you live your life how you live it. So I'm like, who's they? I just point. I'll just point to yo. I was point to yo. Like, why ain't call he or him? I was like, he say he's non-binary. He doesn't feel like a boy. He doesn't feel like a girl, and he might he might want to hoop with you, or he might want to do two snaps and a twirl and paint his nails. Who knows? I don't you know. You find I don't know, it's all over. You never know. So it's weird how it goes, but and then it's the last biggest talk for AEW. You know, I said last year your division is how your champion is, and Tony Storm to Chris Statlander, that queer shit is still around because they call from Tony time, called a Stat Daddy. You know how Tony is with her puns and wits and all that stuff. So Stat Daddy is now we have some new stipulation alert that has had in the AEW for the ladies. I think this is the first time I seen a women's strap match. It might happen in TNA. That's the only place I can think that could happen is in TNA. Now I'm gonna look this up because if TNA had a women's strap match, that would not shock me. We'll talk about that last. I'm gonna look this up. TNA women's strap match. Damn it. Well, thank you for autocorrect. Thank you, autocorrect. Okay, we know that we had Jacqueline and Trish. I actually forgot about that one. I actually forgot about that one. Really shit. Um, okay. Okay, good. That's what I figured. Velvet Sky Sarita. That sounds hot as fuck. I ain't gonna lie, that sound kind of hot. I ain't gonna lie. Sarita, I mean, Velvet Sky was fine as hell. Sarita, underrated. Sound about right. Okay, all right. I was saying, I was like, TNA was progressive with they women. They had their worlds doing anything. So heck yeah, I was not surprised. And it was another contenders match. That makes it even better and kind of hotter. That makes it even funny. They must have had a beef and then they had to get a strap match. They got so I'm wondering if they're gonna use the four corners or they're gonna have to do the pin and do that stuff. So they do the four corners, that's fine. Oh no. Oh see. So cool, but we'll see. But I'm curious how that's gonna go. It's gonna be between Chris Statler and Thekla. And it's funny as hell. Yo, the Thekla speared Chris and then the Sky and what's Sky and Julia Hart, they went and held her down. And then she just started webbing her, smack her, smack her, smack her. And in my head, I was like, forward again, nigga. I don't know why. I don't know why. Oh, I did that. I was watching probably D-Lo, bro. When he smacked Tommy Dream and whatnot. I was just thinking that, man. 40 years, nigga. Yes, nigga. Smack that girl. Cause she Austrian, and you know, we're supposed to be going to get to somebody getting smacked. You know, I don't know. No sis gonna be no strap match. I don't see him saying he's on a strap match. Maybe Athena. I can see Athena maybe pulling a strap match. That Queen Yamana will be down for a strap match. I know that for a fact. She get down for that one. Athena she could possibly do. Willow, I think can do it. She got to be really pushed for a strap match. But she'll be down. But once she get down for it, oh, she will be down. She will be down for the strap match. She will probably whip that shorty. Yeah, that's about it. I think this an AEW. Red Velvet will be down. Red Velvet will be down for it. She'll be down for it too. Similar to Willow. I wanna be down for a strap match. I'm sorry. And then yeah, I think that's it. Yeah, I'm gonna say Layla Gray, but she more Dominican. I don't know all that stuff. But anyway, I'm trying to think. Other sisters. Trisha Dora, maybe she's a maybe. If STP, if Sean, I think it's Sean. If Shane Taylor gets to the ear enough and say, "Yo, Trish, we need you in the strap match. Shawty talking big shit about you. You ain't gonna let that slide, huh?" Yeah. So yeah. So shout out to TNA for being a progressive and ahead of the course with their strap match. So yeah, I'll say that. So oh god. Oh, that's Rosemary. That's some. How the heck did D get in this one women's strap match? Yeah, that's why. Yeah, that was only it. Huh. Cool. Yeah, Velvet Sky's three the only ones. Hmm, okay. Peyton Brooks and Tracy Brooks, or Peyton Banks versus Tracy Brooks. A stand by your man match, strap stipulation where the loser was punished. That sounds like a mix of what if you lose, you get a Kendall six to the back. It can give me that vibes, which sounds nice or violent ish. So, uh, oh my god. Uh, I guess the last couple things I can talk about is they're doing a slow burn between the top guys of Dog Cow's family. Kyle Fletcher's in a pickle of some sorts. Who do you choose? Proto Sheeta or Proto Kata? Proto Sheeta got more juice to it. Proto Kata, not bad, but very generic. So I think I think they're gonna kick out Toxic Cheetah, bro. That should happen on a big moment. I think like Revolution or Double Nothing. It gotta be within the next 2-3 months. If it's not, or Dynasty. Yeah, there's a Dynasty in between. So you gotta have that happen on Revolution or Dynasty. But Fletcher gotta choose one or the other. He's gonna have to be forced to choose between the two Japanese. The swerve of all swerves would be if both if both Okada and Takashita just beat the shit out of Kyle. That'd be the biggest funny swerve. We'll see how that one goes. And yeah, so there's that. Okay. Wow. That's it for all that. I'll just get out of here with this last thing. James Pierce, brother, my brother. Actually, I can't even call you brother because this is not a thing a brother of mine would do. So, Rakia Jackson and James Pierce were in a relationship, together doing their thing, progressing, and Rakia ended the relationship. Okay, no, it shit happens, relationships get old, times differential, good for careers, move on, right? James Pierce did not take that to light. He kept calling, texting, hitting her up, trying to get into contact, trying to get in the DMs, trying to get on the phone. Kid blocked them, do all this crazy stuff. He even found more numbers to text and stuff like that. So on Friday before the Super Bowl, he or Saturday before the Super Bowl, the night before the Super Bowl, she was driving in the city, just doing her thing. She noticed a Lambo was driving by, and she knows that Lambo. And that Lambo had Mr. Pierce in there. And he was in pursuit, trying to get his baby back. And he was pursuing. He even tried to stop and try to get in the door. And she's like, no. He's like, no. And good, she tried to get away and tried to drive to the police department. And he proceeded to keep following and rear-ended her. The Lambo front to the back of her truck. And it was near the police station. And he kept trying to still run and still ran. Boom. So, and then they hit it hard again, head on collision. Boom, boom, boom. Face to face. Boom. So, and then good thing the cops were not far from this situation. They got him and took him down, and he tried to fight back and try to get to her like, baby, I love you, come back to me. And he tried to fight the cops off and shit. And they got him down, and he got 5 counts, aggravated assault, stalking. Yeah, it's not looking good for Brody. It's not looking good for Brody, man. Yeah, it's not looking good, dog. Yeah, man. Yeah, miss. So, yeah. Yeah, it's not looking good for, yeah. Yeah, man. He really, I understand being mad and all, but if Shawty is over and done, you gotta move on too. You just had a nice rookie year. You was doing real good. Oh yeah, there's plenty of fish in the sea, and there's a lot of good options out there. I know they're not as here, but there's plenty out there. This, yeah, like it was very tough. It was very toxic, and I'm glad Rakia is fine. That's good. We don't need her to get injured or get in that situation. So that's that. That sucks, fellas. If you're not, if it's not going copacetic. It's over. Just let it go. Let it go. It's okay. We gotta take that out. We gotta take it on the chin sometimes. Take that out and move on. She don't want to be with you no more. Deuces. Doing you a favor. And you're doing her a favor by giving out too. Now you're fucked and you probably will, and you're probably going to face some time. So this is not good. It's not good. This is fucked up. This is fucked up. Yeah, man. Yeah, it's fucked up, bro. And people try to say this guy more the story. No, my G, there's nothing more to the story than what just happened, bro. No, there's nothing. This dude, he tried to get it back. That's easy enough. He tried to get it back, and she's not trying to hear it, not trying to have that. She blocked him everywhere. She ain't trying to talk to him. Move on. Keep moving. Carry on. You know? But he screwed himself, and I hope we get if he beats his case, I'd be shocked. And I know the Falcons, they're not gonna like this because it's like, damn it, yo, what the fuck? Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Nah, ain't no depression. It's just, yeah. Get love, man. This don't crash out over a female. Don't crash out. Don't crash out. Crash out, no bueno. No good. Cause it's gonna mess you up. It's gonna mess her up, and that's a lot for things up. So that's it. Alright. That's it. We're gonna figure this thing out more. But be well, stay safe, survive advance. We'll see you out this next dance.